You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com, your independent music source. Fresh, new music, right here on the all-new GHP Radio, your new independent music source.
See, I reminisce those good old days, man. Remember when Soul Train was Soul Train? Don Cornelius used to come out like he was sleepy. All right, gang. You're right on time. I remember one time I was a kid. I know we all watched Soul Train. I used to watch Soul Train growing up. I remember one time Don came out on stage and it looked like he was about to fall down. And put your hands together, gang, for Don Cornelius. He came out there. It's time now, gang, for the Soul Train Scramble Board. You remember that Soul Train Scramble Board? You don't see that no more.
Yeah.
I miss those.
Oh, yeah.
People have too little time to turn around their thinking, but can't you see the signs? Everywhere from old traditions, gotta let them go, cause we're losing our minds. There's never been a better time for love. You might believe what you've been taught to believe, just because somebody else said this is what you need. Empty conviction, firm on what you stand. Well, take a look around and see how that's going down. There's never been a better time, brother. There's never been a better time, sister. Haven't we all had enough? There's never been a better time for love. What we wanna justify, make a wrong into a right, at least in our minds. I believe in a domino effect. It can go either way. Can't you hear what I say? Yeah. There's never been a better time, brother. There's never been a better time, sister. Hearts are crying out in desperation, hearing loud and clear in every nation. There's never been a better time, brother. There's never been a better time, sister. Ooh, there's never been a better time for love. Ooh, better time for love. Better time, better time, better time. 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 up on my face whenever you come around. When I need it, you seem to know. You looked at me, you grabbed my face and said, pack your things, let's go.
Don't you like it?
Sure do. Take a first class flight, Hawaii night, sand between our feet.
Trade the better,
Trade it in, girl, for the sweet. Then you hit me with that super love that knocked me off my feet. Do it again, girl.
do it again, baby.
Ooh, baby.
Do it again.
Do it again, girl, yes.
Give me more love. You're my friend.
You're my friend, man.
It's that friendship thing.
Do it again. You never break me down. Catching feelings, feeling real. I need some time to rearrange just how you feel. Cause I'm used to being by myself. But everything you add to me is so good for my health, yes.
We like it.
Cause I like it. In the heat, a first class flight, Sahara night, the sand between our feet, yes. Trade it in, girl, for the sweet. Then you hit me with more super love and knock me off my feet, hey. Ooh, do it again. Kiss me, girl. Do it again, baby. Give me more love. About that friendship thing, girl. Yeah. I don't have the time to play a game of hearts.
I've got too much respect for love.
I'm just trying to figure out the death to us parts. That's why I'm single. Play out there, play, yeah. Yeah, no, baby. Ooh. Hey, hey, do it again, baby girl. Do it again. When you love me, kiss me, girl. Hold me down, let me up. It's that friendship thing. Got me love. Got me so tied up. Girl, I can't feel it.
I need someone to call my own. No one has to be alone. I need someone to call my own. As someone lonely, and I bet they know how many raindrops hit the window. I sit on my bed, I play solitaire. I get all dressed up, but I go nowhere. So many nights I sit and wonder why I'll never be that special guy. I know I'll never be a Superman. I think I need you, but I'll be someone who will understand. I think I need you. 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 44 steps, that's how long it takes to pick up the phone to sit and stare. I go to the store and I hope she's there, hope she's there. So many nights I sit and wonder why I'll never be that special guy. I know I'll never be a Superman. I think I need you, but I'll be someone who will understand. I think I need you. 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 Oh, I think I need you. 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 I think I need you.
And I've gotta tell you, baby, I love the little things you do. I've gotta get next to you. That's what I want to do. To spend my days and nights with you, making love the whole night through. Baby, I've been missing you. I've been missing you. Please tell me, baby, that you feel the same way too. True love can come around again. This I know. This I know. My sweetest memories of you, I just can't let go. I gotta get next to you. That's what I want to do. Making love the whole night through will make all my dreams come true. Baby, I've been looking for you. I remember all the good times and all the things we do. Please tell me that you feel the same. It's such a crazy feeling, and no one is to blame. I gotta get next to you. That's what I want to do. To spend my days and nights with you, making love the whole night through. I've been missing
what your mind can't conceive. Nights over Egypt. Nights over Egypt. Nights over Egypt. Incense and myrrh and girls that swirl to the music. Nights over Egypt. Women Elohim wear veils to be seen by no one, no one, no one. Take a caravan across the Sudan. Sahara beside, it's just a mirage. Oasis in the sand, where life once began under the moonlight. Moonlight, yeah. Your eyes won't believe what your mind can't conceive. Nights over Egypt. Nights over Egypt. Nights over Egypt. Incense and myrrh and girls that swirl to the music. Nights over Egypt.
the big screen. Let's see what you got in here.
All right, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of the Indie Live Spot. I hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend so far. I'm definitely having a great weekend, and I'm going to have an even better weekend because I have a lot of great friends here with me today, and I'm very excited to be talking with everyone today. But as you know, our scheduled show is featured upon Enthrone Entertainment Honors, which just happened here just recently. And of course, the CEO is here, Mr. Andre Pittman, along with some of the honorees here. And we're very, very excited about this. This is going to be fun to hear about all of this. And so welcome, everyone. And thank you for being here. And I just want to go ahead and just kind of turn it over to you, Andre, kind of introduce this to everyone and the whole thing, please, sir.
Thank you very much for having us, Gary.
Yes.
It was such a pleasure to have these artists on being honored, because sometimes they put so much into this industry and get very little back. And we wanted to spread love and give flowers. I liked for everyone that's on the cast right now to introduce yourselves. Please introduce yourself, lady, and what you do.
Hi, I'm Latrice Lawrence, and I'm a singer. I sing opera, gospel, jazz, blues, R&B, pop, and world music. And I sing. I sing and I songwrite. I'm a songwriter. I write songs and I play the piano. And I'm happy that I'm a part of Enthrone Records, and I'm very proud of everyone here that was nominated and that got their awards. And I'd like to say hello to my label mates and to Andre Pittman and to you, Gary, and to everyone.
Hey, awesome. Next.
Okay, my name is Joyce Spencer. I'm a saxophonist, flutist, and vocalist. I'm also a songwriter and composer, and I do produce just my own music. I'm an independent artist, and I'm honored to be one of the inductees because, as I said at the event, it's so nice that somebody noticed your hard work that you've put into it. And the reason why I put so much, I'm so grateful for being in the Hall of Fame is because I got the award without any representation. It was just me, boots on the ground, running and figuring out the business, figuring out how to record your own music, building my studio, marketing, and everything. And I've been when I came back to music 15 years ago, I just jumped into 6 feet of water without knowing how to swim. And and to come this far and to have somebody take the time, because everything, right, artists, you have everything on your website, but no one will take, everybody's not going to take the time to see what you've been doing and what you've gone through. And I'm so grateful for that. And it just keeps taking me back to a scripture I keep in my heart. Your gift will make room for you. And honestly, sometimes I go, where? Um, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm still trying to figure this out. But to have, and that's why my husband and I were really eager to be there in person and to just enjoy that. So I appreciate you, Andre, and I'm so honored to be in the Hall of Fame with so many talented artists, especially these beautiful women right here who've been working just as hard.
Thank you, thank you. It was like you said, it's you never know who's watching you, and you're out there like all of them out there in the fields working your craft, and people do watch. Just don't be discouraged. Just do not be discouraged.
Thank you.
Yeah. Next.
Hi, I'm Kim Yarbrough, and I am a singer, songwriter, actor, and violinist. And yes, I'm classically trained as well and sing all genres. I have a new single. I call it new because it's not a year old yet. Um, Knock, and the name of it is Knock, and it also received an award for Best Gospel Hip Hop at the Enthrone Honors. I'm very proud to be a class of 2024.
Yeah.
There we go. Hi, I'm Capri Compton, and I am just so honored to be here, honestly, among amazing musicians, amazing talent. And I am an opera singer, but a singer of all different things, and a composer, songwriter. And I just have to tell you, my biggest thing is to thank Andre and to be a part and to be honored by Enthrone Records. It just came from the Lord above out at the timing. It's like years can go by and God put a little voice in Andre's mind and somehow my name came up and I got to be part of this amazing team. And I'm really so grateful. And Gary, thank you for having us too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm Aisha, and yes, just like all of you, I'm so honored to be a part of the honorees with Enthrone Entertainment. It was unbelievable when I saw the email. I was just overwhelmed because you always, at least for me, I always think, well, why me? There's so many talented artists out there. So what an honor it was. I'm a singer, songwriter. I'm with Intervision Records, but I had taken some time off. I'm also an actor. I had taken a little bit of time off in between albums, and I've just released my newest single and just shot the video. But it was just so nice to be acknowledged for all the hard work that I have put in over the years, and then to see people in their comments when I posted that I was being, honored with this Hall of Fame induction, and they were just amazing comments that it was so well deserved. I'm like, wow. So yeah, it's wonderful to be a part of this. So thank you.
And you're working on your new video. Tell us about it.
Well, I just got finished shooting it. I just saw the final edit, so I'll let them do their whole release thing. But I always wanted to shoot a video for like past 10 years. I was going to do it, and just for some reason things happened and it couldn't happen. And this last time I didn't really have a budget, and I said, I've written this storyboard of the treatment for the video, and I said, I really think this song deserves a video. The song was called So Real, and it's just about new love and the feeling of wanting to be around that person, because they just make everything feel so real. And like I said, I didn't have a budget. I didn't have a dime to put into it, and just from the love of all the people that I know, everybody came together, makeup artist, the videographer. All it did, I had to drive to Vegas, and so it was a 34-hour day. It was a long day turnaround.
Wow.
But we got it done, and it's amazing. And I just can't wait to share it with the world. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm sending it to the label on Monday, and they said about 3 weeks, I think it takes to do the release. But yeah, and my single gets released on Friday. It's already on radio, but it gets released to the public on Friday. So yes, very excited.
Awesome. And happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Hey guys, I'm Candy with The Candy Show. I am located here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I am just so first. Hello. I am so overwhelmed and I hope I don't cry through this whole experience. But I do want to say thank you to Andre Pittman and the board and everyone for just recognizing what I do. I myself have a little bit of a similar story like Joyce. Started way years ago, but I had partners back in 2008. We established the Candy Show. It was like a audio podcast at the time before everybody was on the podcast bandwagon, and it was a struggle. It ended in 2009, but the love of what I do, it never stopped. And so whenever I had the opportunity to start it back up, I started back up in 2000 or 2016. Couldn't find anybody who had to want to keep going, and so I ended up starting it by myself with the help of others around. But this is a platform that I pretty much built not only just with others' help, but also by the grace of God. So just let you guys know, I love what I do. I love hearing people's backstories, and most importantly, I love providing a platform for those who cannot reach the masses. And that is what I do. And I am still learning every day. And so when I received this honor, I was just amazed. Just again, just to see people seeing what I do and know that it makes a difference to be honored. So thank you so much. And hello. And I've had a few of the ladies on my platform, and I hope to see others as well come on the Candy Show.
Right on, right on, right on. The show was put together and to honor everybody from the people who are working in the industry now, and our ancestors, and the ones that we stand on their shoulders. There was a lot of representation from the Temptations to the Honeycomb to Janie Bradford. A lot of industry people were there. I was able to give them their flowers, because sometimes again this industry forgets or assume it's like a beautiful girl on a Friday night. Everybody thinks that she's out there and she's at home, but nobody calls because they assume that she's out having a good time. But these artists are just missed, overlooked, but they contribute so much, and it's my pleasure to give out flowers to all these people and tell them, look, we love you, and the product that you're giving and the product that you're putting out, we all need you. The artists need you. The artists need the radio people. The radio people needs the artists. We have to work coincidentally together so we can make these hits and this new music come out.
Yeah, that's absolutely wonderful. And yeah, Andre, it's such a wonderful thing that you're doing, and we really do appreciate you doing it. And I just want to say thank you too again, because you included me last year, and it's just a great honor. Really do appreciate you very, very much, and the stuff. So, and I bet you my comrades here might have some questions. Vaughn and CTK, I'm just going to let them jump in there if you want to, Vaughn.
Well, I want to say, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate, I acknowledge everything these very talented unsung heroes of the business, to let them know, I mean, you put in the work, and it's gone unknown for a long time. And it took the wherewithal of someone like Andre to put together a platform to honor your work, your efforts, your energy, your sweat, the work you put into the art form itself. That needs to be recognized. And I'm a bit of a culturist now. I grew up in Compton, California, and made a trek to Atlanta to go to HBCU. And that's where I found that culturism that really, really is unheard of or unsung in American history. So that's where I'm at with what I do. I've been a performing artist for over 20 years and spent time in radio. And I'm here to let you know that this music business it needs help getting back on its feet and making its impact again, like it always has its impact on a global basis. So, with all the strength and energy I have left in me, I dedicate it to its preservation, especially the music that we created, the genres that we created, and the lifeblood in which infuse what it is popular music in America and around the world. So my support base is the creator, and I got a little family that's behind me 100%, at least most of the time. So I just want to say thank you, Andre. Thank you, ladies, for the work you put in, and just keep doing what you're doing. You got the gift, and keep working it. You never know where you're going to be later on.
Right. That's right. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I also want to congratulate you ladies as well. I know all the hard work that definitely goes into this, playing professionally on stage since the age of 14 with guys that have been 27, 32, and just growing up like that. And I know what it takes, and I applaud your dedication. I applaud you not ever being in despair. Just keep going and doing it. And my heart really goes out to all of y'all. There's laughter, there's tears, there's a lot of pain that goes into all of it. I get it, financial, mental wise, and emotional wise. So my hat is off to you, and you will always have my undying support. Always, always, as well as the top tier of my respect for you. But I'm glad to have all of you on the show today so that we can honor what you do and also honor what you do, Andre, because people like you and organizations such as yours are far and few in between, as we know. So with that being said, I'm ready to enjoy the show and let you ladies also have to tell us about what's happening next in your career.
Yeah.
Well, giving kudos to Andre again. All the ladies know that you get emails and propositions all the time. We can do this for you. We can do that for you. Oh, your song has been selected. All you have to do is give us $200 for this plaque.
Oh my
Is that
gosh.
all?
Ding, 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 ding. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Or you get one, oh, I'm running a special. I can get your music to on the billboard. I can do this.
We can buy you a #1 billboard. Yeah, I said it. I said it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, blame him. But
I don't care.
but I'm running a special and it's $7,000. And I go. And you could be a co-host in this show. So I've been knowing Gary and CTK for years. I think it was about 4 or 5 years. And I used to say this. I said, you guys coming at us and you wanting all this money from us. We put thousands of dollars into one track.
Mm-hmm.
And we can only sell it for how much, ladies?
99 cents.
99.
And we don't even get all that 99 cents.
0.2% of a 10.
Unless you have a Benzoogle website and they let you keep it all. But, and then you can't sell because they can listen to it for free. So I'm trying to figure out, like Taraji said, the math is not mathing.
Mm-hmm.
We put that much money into a professional product, and we can't even control how much we sell it for.
Yes.
And where else do you put that much money? And so that proves that we are not, we need the money, but we're not doing it for the money.
Right.
Exactly.
See what I mean? We have to love what we're doing. In an interview with a magazine years ago, I told over 90% of what I do is rejected. And she said, oh my God, how do you deal with that? I said, we just accept it as an occupational hazard.
Right. Right.
We
That's
just
right.
accept it. Okay, I was rejected. Let's try again. Oh, this
Right.
didn't do as well as I hoped. Let's try again. But as my husband said, every time, because there have been 2 albums I had to start over because that's a long story that it was messed up. Then I had to figure it out. But what happened, the rejection and the sabotage or whatever it was, said, you need to learn how to do this yourself. Let's see, let me buy this software. Let me spend some time on it. And when I produced covered Kodak Time by Eddie Harris and did every single track myself, between my MIDI keyboard right here and just working and working and working. And I sent it to his daughter for her to hear before he released it. And when she gave it the thumbs up, and his wife, I said, "Oh my God, this is." It was so major for me, but nobody, would understand that unless you were in the business.
Right.
Like Aisha said, I
Right.
didn't have any money. Do
Right.
you realize she's doing something without any money? And that's our lives here. So that's what's happening. We are creating, all of us here are creating things, even with the adversity, even with all the challenges. And there is no better reward than when it's done. When Aisha looks at her video and go, look at this. This is awesome. And I can't wait to hear it, Aisha. I can't wait to see the video.
Yay!
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and
because I'm gonna, yeah.
I told Gary and Mac, he passed away, and he used to be co-host. I said, somebody needs to create new lanes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I see Andre doing. I said all that to say that. That's how I feel. He's creating a new lane. He did he ask any of us for a dime?
No.
No.
Incredible.
No. See? And that's why I say all that to just really let you know, Andre, at the event, there were too many people crowding you, so I couldn't really say that because you're the man of the hour, if you will.
Yeah.
And
As you should be.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
but we all know here, and I would love it if other ladies would elaborate on what I said, because I know you have your experience, that I've been taken, I've been hustled out of money that I wish I could get back to this day. But it
Oh,
just
yes.
it made me smarter now.
Lesson, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
hustled. I can do this for you, and then you have
Yep.
people who have, and two people was Yarborough and Peoples, Kaven and Elisa, and Kaven just passed away.
Yeah.
They helped me one time to, oh no, Joyce, you can't do this, okay? This is what's happening. This is who he really is. So having a network of people that I can say, hey, Kim, do you know anything about this? And Kim can say, girl, let me give you my experience. No.
Yeah.
This is not good for you. Not gossiping, not tearing people down, but us protecting each other from bad deals.
That part.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I
Because
I
I've been
think
there too. Yep.
I had to change my paradigm on all of that she's talking about, because it was driving me crazy. I'm like, it feels like I'm just spitting into cyberspace and nobody's listening and nobody cares. But like Andre said, you never know who's watching. So I had to change my mind about the rejection part of it and just go, I got to do this for myself. I got to create the stuff that I want to create. And it's amazing that when you do that, the whole world goes, oh, well, why didn't you say so in the first place? It's when you're being your authentic self, and then you don't give a crap about what everybody else thinks about it.
That's me.
Is
Amen to that. Yep.
People start to look up and take notice. And Andre, I look at you in amazement, because you are creating this lane where cornerstone people of the industry, I mean, people who built the music industry in America, who built American culture, I have seen them stand on that stage and cry when they got an Enthrone Honors award, because nobody had paid them any attention until now. Nobody had given them their flowers. They built the doggone thing, or damn near.
Yeah.
And nobody said anything. And I've been to the awards twice, last year and this year. And I just sat there and just marveled at, wow, I didn't even know about some of these people that are here receiving awards. And thanks to Andre, Van Ben for Andre, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
And it's not the award, it's the people you give it to that makes it valuable. It's the people that you give it to, and you reach out to these people because you're crying out in the wilderness and doing this job for years and years and pouring your heart into your craft, and one day you'll get on the charts and you'll take off, or maybe 10 years 10 years will pass and the same song that you wrote 10 years ago will hit the charts. So there's always hope, and you just got to stay with it. And I to be encouraged. I encourage everyone, and thank
One
you.
day I
I have to
heard,
testify about this because I know that Andre, he took a song that I had on an album because I had recorded a gospel album, Hear Me Lord, the collaboration, and then I recorded a another album. Um and the thing about it is um I was doing my own thing with my producers, Brandon Ford and Devin Shaw. And we started out in a little room. Then we built and we got all this equipment and we got a big garage. Now we have this big studio together. And the thing about it is it took time to do all that. But Andre heard Moonlight Chaser and Lonely and he said, "These are hits." And he literally said, "Latrice, do you want to do this deal with Climax Corporation and Enthrone? And do you want to put those two songs out on this collaborative album with Tito Puente Jr., Climax, Stephanie and Angelini, and so many other people?" I said, "Absolutely." And he said, "You trust me with this?" And I'm like, "Are you kidding?" So I didn't stop to even think. I'm like, "Yeah, of course I'll do it." I was on my way to sing with the San Bernardino Symphony that day. And I said, "Absolutely." And I did it and trusted him wholeheartedly because we had become friends because we did this gig together for KJLH, and we started talking and he started seeing the things I was going through, and he said, "I'm going to represent you." And he stepped in and he just started talking to people. I looked up and I was doing all these KJLH things. And then when I ventured out and I signed with him in the Climax Corporation and did the collaborative album, I ended up um, doing a show with gospel, repping gospel greatness. And I did this show with all these wonderful people, Marquise Williams, the Zion, what is it, Zion Messengers, Dietrich Haddon, and I ended up doing this interview on KJLH, and they ended up putting me on the show and advertising it with my name. You just never know. And Andre took that chance with me, and the song that he put out was "Lonely," and that's the song that got played on the KJLH radio. And then he started his own label in 2001, and I became his first artist signed. So I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for that. And thank you for the songs that you're putting out with me and with my other wonderful label mates. And I have a song that's about to come out. All of my help is about to drop soon. And I'm on this series called Elisa Mahogany, and I play the lead Mahogany. And I mean, I know what you're saying, you guys, because you got to get out there and act sometime and do something else because the music thing. I mean, we only like she said, we make 2 cents off the 99 cents, and you have to go on tour. I have to go sing and do tours like I did. I went to Greece last October. You have to do different things and go out there and sing and gig and do bigger things to make the extra money and act and so forth. But I want to applaud all of you ladies because you're all beautiful, you're strong, and I'm proud of all of you because you're baddies. And then Andre, I'm just so proud of you because you see the diamond, and you see the diamond in the rough, and you see it, and it has cold steel in it. It's not all the way polished. It's not all the way crafted, and you know how to get in there and make it sparkle. So I just want to say thank you. I'm late to an event because this was so important to me because I wanted to be a part of this today because this is something great. And like he said, he's making legends get on that stage and they receive their award and they're crying, because they've been overlooked and they're like big in the industry. And it's crazy to me how that happens. The favoritism and the nepotism and all the mess that goes on. I can't
Mm-hmm.
tell you how many deals I've had to walk away from because they wanted me to have nothing, and they wanted to take royalties up front, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, and these were people I knew. I knew
Especially,
the industry people, and they did me like this.
Yeah.
And I'm not bitter about it. It taught me to be strong, and I got to meet Andre. So I'm grateful for it. I'm really happy about it. So I just wanted to share that with you.
So awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Can I just say, I have to say, okay, you know, I don't want to take other people's hardship and pain and turn it in and like be discounting it. But to hear it, it's inspirational because I hear we all go through the same thing and all the hardship, all the money. I remember going like, why am I doing and then why am I doing all this? And then I thought it was going to become something and then it didn't become anything. But the biggest thing is that I hear is all this, the music is amazing. It's the essence, but it's really life changing. It's life changing. It's like your soul, Andre, you literally were blessed as an angel and you like heard the quiet soul of each person and you brought it out and that's how I feel. And
Capri, you and I would
angel.
sing. You and I would sing at Warner Brothers
I
at all these different shows and stuff. And I knew that you should have had a deal a long time ago with WB, but here we are now.
You're
And A&R is not dead. It's just we just need to wake it up because a lot of artists they need it. You know, there's a lot of artists that don't know what the business is like, and they go on and think it this way. But we, as producers, we have to prepare and produce music and prepare it to their meal because these kids will eat up anything that they that's in front of them. So let us give the best music and give it to them in a form of music so they can consume it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I'd
Absolutely.
like to add to that because even though I just kind of scratched the surface, the thing with me is that because I'm here in Indianapolis, Indiana, this is really not the normal market for anything entertainment wise. It's always you go outside with whether it's California, New York, etc. So here in Indianapolis, Indiana, it was really hard. I started in the entertainment, did background dancing, all of that stuff days when talent shows were existing. And so as the music industry changed, talent shows phased out. And so that was the one drive, which is still the drive now with what I do with the Candy Show, because one person here locally said, hey, I want you guys to come on. And this was again back in 2008, and we were just guests. Come on to the platform, be a guest. Said, hey, you guys have your own show. And from that point on, we had our own show, myself and two other partners. But with that, it was always making sure that we had this platform to showcase local talent. And that local talent could have been anywhere, singer, dancer, author, rapper, anyone. And because again, talent shows were gone at that point. And so my platform is still that platform to make sure that, and again, while everything has changed so much, that wasn't existing. Anyone who was performing here, you had to pay to be on the show to open up for someone. But the talent shows is where it's at. I know some of you guys came from talent shows, or people, even some of the winners, the honorees, are from talent show era. And that's the biggest platform still. Let's be honest, besides, social media to discover talent. And so that's my direction with what I do with the Candy Show. It's still a platform. I still want you to showcase your talent. I want you to tell your story. And I just ultimately want everyone to win. And it's never about me. It's just that people sometimes don't have that opportunity or they don't know how to start. And so trusting something like the Candy Show is huge to me. And I always tell everyone I can never promise you anything, but I can at least get you in a direction in which if someone can help you, and you're serious about what you do, then maybe they can take a look and check it out and want to work with you from there. And so my platform was more locally based. But again, by the grace of God, I was able to be blessed to be able to be in some of the people's environments of the people who I watched on TV or listened to on the radio. And then also at the same time, partnering with Andre in a sense, and I just can't say enough of it because I'm gonna try not to cry. I've been tearing here, but to find me in Indianapolis, Indiana, I don't have many followers, but I understand it's not just the following, it's the heart. It's what you have in your heart. It's the gift that God gave me. It's never about me. So I want to continue to push everyone. As long as they're pushing themselves too, hey, that helps. If they're serious,
Yeah.
people will get behind you. And so my whole thing was I'm a perfectionist. I need to do this, I need to do this. And ultimately I realized, well, you know what? Even when you look on TV, not everything's perfect. You see that final. But so that's why I adapted natural, raw, real, uncut, and unscripted and unexpected because I can't be perfect. It's just me. I'm the camera person, I'm the engineer, I'm the lighting. You know what?
And the Indian chief.
And that's how it has to be. That's what you got to do to start out.
Yeah.
I think Gary can relate to that.
Oh yeah,
right?
big time. Absolutely.
So it's like many times I forgot to record something, press this, that, and the other. But ultimately, as long as I'm getting someone's story and someone believes in me out there, I promote it. I'm not a big radio platform, but at the end of the day, I do know the quality of the people that are watching me. And so at the end of the day, like Andre said, you never know who's watching you.
That's right.
And that's just what I'm here for. Locally, nationally, whatever. I'm here for it.
And the record labels back in the day would work with radio stations and stuff. It's a whole different game. They retreated, and I've continued that because it's about building relationships and building bridges and not burning them. And so I know when my artists are about to release their records, I know that I can reach out to people that I build relationships with. And that makes a big difference for the artist.
Yes, it does.
That's huge because I'm with a label that really, I pay 100% of everything. There's no, I pay for full production, for pressing, for releasing. I pay for the radio campaign. So it's more, in my eyes, I'm like, maybe it's just distribution. It's supposed to be a label, but so to hear you say that, Andre, that's huge. And the people that are on your label, I hope they understand the value that you bring and what you are doing for them, because that is such a huge help. Like when I took a little hiatus from making music, it wasn't really because I didn't want to make music. I didn't have the money to make the music. I have so many songs written, but just this last song I put in just without even radio. I put in over $5,000.
Right.
And then now radio on
You
top
got
of
off
that
light.
I know. And that's with favors. That's with favors.
Right.
So it's just, but the masses, the people that are consuming the music, they don't understand what goes into making a record or the cost that goes into it. And they think that because you're with the label that, the label's paying for everything. Well, yeah, it's not. So Andre, kudos to you for keeping kind of the old school way alive. And I hope that your artists, and it sounds like the ones that I've heard from, they realize that and appreciate what you do for them. And I think that's a wonderful thing.
I appreciate that. Before I worked in one of films, I worked at one of records, and that basically gave me taught me what it was, and I was taught by the old heads of radio and records, and I just brought it over, because Hollywood people come and go, but the foundation stays the same. You need someone to fight for you as a label. If the labels or the studio's not fighting for you as an artist, that shows you the sign. You know,
Yeah,
but
well, you're a rare breed. I was going to say that.
Well, maybe we can turn this thing around. You know,
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
maybe it'll be contagious. How's that?
Yes,
Let's
yes.
do it. Let's do it.
Amen to that.
There you go.
I like
And,
that.
and,
you know-
Andre, you're a performing artist. You have that history in your career, correct?
Yeah. Right.
That's-
Right.
yeah,
Right.
so
Being an
that's-
artist,
I'm
being an
saying.
artist, and turning into a Quincy Jones or a Berry Gordy or the guys over at Philly, you know, Gamble and Huff, and they were always, you know, they were always my heroes, and I always was.
Right.
I'm like, I'm the folks behind the folks you see on the screen, and so those artists, such as these ladies here, these are the artists that make the music, but I'm just the person behind it to make sure that it runs right and everybody gets it. Everybody eats.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And trust me, you need
Yeah.
that machine behind you, because we're all out here fighting individually, and collectively we are a force.
Right.
Yes.
We are a force, and you, Andre, you are that driving force. And we're
I
just,
appreciate it.
trains moving. Trains moving.
Right.
When I came back to the business after my hiatus, I had what I feel is a divine inspiration that, or revelation rather, is that everything doesn't have to be perfect to be successful.
Right.
And stop waiting for perfection. Stop waiting to be discovered and discover yourself. Those are the two things that came to me when I came back. Stop waiting to be discovered and discover yourself. And what was Ruth doing? She was gleaning. She was just picking up whatever she could when Boaz noticed her.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? So I said, okay. And people have come, well, Joyce, you're marketing. I said, I'm just doing it.
Look.
Show me how to do it.
I
said,
see you out there. I see you out there hustling, and I said, wow, you know. And again, people were sitting in the corners watching you, and the more you're out there a lot, and so I encourage everyone to do that, to make sure that if you don't put your product, nobody else will.
And there's free stuff out there. I do
Yeah.
spend money on software, but now there's so many apps, and I'm an opportunist in a positive way. I'm always looking for a way, because Aisha, you know how our budget is. I'm always looking for a way to make creative stuff, because
Right.
I wrote a country song 15 years ago, before Beyonce. Okay, I put it out there again, and I created. It was a filter that put a cowboy hat on me and silver, and I said, "This is my country song," and everybody's like, "Wow!" And that was released 15 years ago, and no one thought about it then. So my thing is, I'm constantly looking for it. Some things are just a dud. Even when I released a video of my accepting the induction, got really a lot of feedback from that.
Yeah.
I can't remember who said it, that I think it was Candy, that you were surprised that people were like, oh, you deserve this, which lends to what you were saying, Andre. There are some people watching. And I think the greatest thing of us is that I know when we started in a business, we had our naysayers, we had our sabotagers, we had you can't do this, you can't.
And they had kids.
I told them, I said, I left elementary school a long time ago. I really don't know how to handle this. So I'm just going to keep moving. I mean, how do you handle, well, you can't do that. I don't know when
that makes me strong. That makes me stronger.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
anybody who tells me, well, you can't, I'm like, oh,
Watch
Well,
me.
all right.
Watch me.
Well, I'll see you around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I thank you for inspiring me, saying you can't.
Exactly.
And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah.
If I had $1 for anybody who told me I can't, I'll be a Bezos, for God's sake.
Exactly.
Yeah, I had a lot of people tell me that I couldn't, and I mean, it's funny because when they were really, really after me, I remember my John Singleton and I was friends. He was at USC and I was at Mount St. Mary's,
Right on.
the campus that's right over there off of Adams. Then I transferred to Brentwood. And I remember he hooked me up with all these different people. And when it happened, I got diagnosed with a muscle illness and I could not swallow. I couldn't move. I couldn't hold my
Mm.
head up. I couldn't get dressed. I couldn't bathe myself. I had to give up my apartment. I had to move back home with my mother and my father. And I had 18 units in school and I was overwhelmed. I had 2 jobs. And I remember all this stuff started happening and all these labels was coming at me. And I remember I made myself up, lied, and didn't tell them anything about me getting sick. And they found out and pulled out. And my heart was broken. I got better. And as soon as I got better, I started dealing with these people, hanging out with Tyrese, and I was dealing with Warner Brothers, a strange thing. And then I ended up meeting, who would have thought? I ended up meeting Andre years later. And they were trying to give me a deal, but they wanted to front me all this money, put me up in a condo, give me all this, a car, give me all this stuff. And I looked at the contract. The contract was like every penny they were going to get back, and they were going to get like mostly everything that I had, and I was only going to have 15% left. And my dad was like, "Don't do it." And we got a good lawyer. And I walked away from it, and I was depressed, just crying and just crying myself to sleep. And just the same thing just kept happening to me. Running into MCA, on the way to get a deal, to talk to them about getting a deal, I get into a car accident. I call them and let them know I got into an accident. Well, now the deal's not on the table. We want to talk to you then.
So what
Like,
happens?
really?
What happens is they'll give back in the day. They'll give artists all this money. Like they'll give them like $20,000, which is not a lot, but some of them don't have $10 in their account, and so they're in debt before your record is even out yet.
And then
So-
they've spent all the money too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're already in debt, and your record hasn't even dropped yet. So it's like it's a different way. It's a different way today. I think it's better. Most artists say, "Well, I want money up front." I'm like, "You're going to be in debt before this song is out, and we don't know if this song is going to hit or not. And so, what are you going to do if this song doesn't hit and you still owe us some money?" So artists like A&R again is alive and well, and we have to teach artists this business because they just jump in and see what's on TV, and or what's on social media, and they think one way, and it's not actually that way.
It's predatory, actually.
Mm-hmm. Good
It's
word.
predatory
Yeah.
contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know who to target. They know who to target. That's why they target a lot of kids. Parents don't know any better. Kids don't know any better. They don't have any money. Don't have an attorney.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's really sad. And I'm happy that none of those opportunities, like Latrice, I'm happy that none of those opportunities ever worked out for me either, because I think we dodged some bullets. I know we did.
I agree.
And especially being a female artist, it's like
Yeah.
taking your car to the mechanic by yourself.
There you go.
Oh, God,
It's rough, yeah.
Yeah. They're pariahs when you go. Yes.
Mhm.
Just look at New Edition. New Edition, they were babies when they started. What were they,
Right.
12? And then they
Boy
gave
bands,
them
yeah.
$500 a piece and they got VCRs. I
Yeah.
mean, that's not a deal.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
I
TLC.
mean,
Horrible.
You got a G.
and they were grown. Yeah.
And
They got
Toni
cheated.
Braxton, when she got on
Yeah.
stage and won her Grammy, and goes, I don't have a house to put this yet, but and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What's wrong with
Exactly.
that?
That should
What's
have been
wrong
the
with
first
that
thing.
picture?
Yeah, that should have been the first thing that she
I don't
got.
have a mantle to put this on.
Well, look at Sly. He was living in a trailer.
Oh
Sly,
my God.
You know,
Yeah.
So,
On
Yeah.
Crenshaw. That's
Right.
right.
mhm.
Right.
That's
Right.
right. My brother
And-
knew him. Yeah.
And Skylar Jett got him back on stage before he passed away because he was trying to get him. He was having issues, you know, Sly,
Yes, he
and
does.
it was
Yeah.
trying to get him back on tour and stuff. But
Yeah.
man,
Well, the
Oh,
powers
man.
that be
Breaks
have
my heart.
always.
It,
I just
uh,
want to say,
he
powers
he
that be
won his
always have a.
lawsuit, but it was appealed. He won the
Oh
first
yeah, he
lawsuit,
got 500 million. Yeah.
but it was appealed. And then they came to some agreement after that, that he gets
Yeah.
some royalties or whatever. But he made his but those stories break my heart because Sly, he was so talented. He made a hit when he was high.
Yeah, he did.
It's a
And
family
he was
affair.
so intelligent
And
too,
it's still,
and
yeah,
handsome.
brilliant.
Right, right.
Yeah, and brilliant. And so to see, and all these people sampled that man's music.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was the godfather of what was it, funk soul? It was like a combination. It was like, you know, because it was mixed with rock and everything. It was off the chain.
Well, he was
You know,
definitely a
so
culminator.
yeah, he
Yep.
was. And so to die sick as he was, and it was because of the drug usage. He had COPD and he had all these other problems. And he had brain dysfunction, and it affected his speech because of the drugs. He'd done it for so many years.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sad.
I want to
Yeah.
say the powers that be have always known from their ability to uh, colonize, known how
yeah.
to modify the product, the
Yeah.
art, I mean, the gift, and make money off of it.
Prince
So-
tried to warn us too, Vaughn. Remember, but he didn't accept his speech where he was saying there's a select few out there that will make it. Some of you will
Yeah.
not. Some will
Yeah.
survive. Some of you will
Right.
not, because the powers
Yeah.
that be that decide. But with
Right.
a collective attitude towards all of us working together, that's the only way you can get over on one
the only
thing.
way you're
It's
gonna
not
make
just
it.
a village anymore that has
You
to help.
stand
each other.
together, arm
It's
in arm,
cities.
and say never again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got
Especially in these times.
That's what they need to
These
do.
times. Well, you know, I've
agree.
always felt like I see opportunities all over the country, and sometimes their budget is as such I can't bring the whole band when it comes to flight and hotel. I just came up with the idea: how do we build another lane of network of excuse me people in every corner of the country? That if I know people in LA, I can get a band in LA, no problem. You know what I mean? But there's some areas for corporate events where I don't know anyone. And it would be nice if I knew one person with a band. I can go to Atlanta because I know John Kerry. You know what I mean? But there's certain areas, and it's just something that's in my head. How do we build a network across the country where we can go if they can't afford if I can't afford to bring my band, that it's a good offer. But do you think about flight for 5 people and hotel for a couple of nights? And the reason why I say 2 nights because I don't like flying in the day of the gig because you can't trust flights.
Yeah,
You
a lot
can
of bad
get-
stuff been happening, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, Kim Scott was going to Europe and she got delayed 2 days.
Yes. Yes.
See what I mean?
Mm.
And it's not that I'm trying to, you know, say I need more money, just more money. I just need that security of getting there the day before and even the day after the event. But how much could I, you know, even like Gail Johnson, I said, Gail, hey, if you need me, I got people in LA. I don't need a hotel. Okay? So that we can talk to each other and help each other get these gigs and still get paid well. And, you know, if you're local, you don't need a hotel. So,
I think it's
you know,
going back
that's,
to the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're fine. Go ahead.
I think it's getting back to the old days when you remember the Green Book, that movie
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Green Book.
Yeah.
It's
That makes
just
sense.
like
Yeah.
that.
Right,
Yes.
right.
We have
Right.
our own network.
It
These
network,
musicians
exactly.
who are in this position together, we have our own network of places that we can go for us to go. We know it's lucrative for us to go because we got each other's back. And it's getting back to live performing anyway. With the advent of AI, there's only so much protection anybody can offer us from that. But I think it was Denmark that just made it a law where everybody's face and body is automatically copyrighted now. So no one can use your image. I wish the
Wow.
United States would grab onto that and do that. But you know, it's got to get back to live performing. Otherwise, we're going to drown in AI.
Yeah,
That
I
that
want one of
band
those
that
books.
well, I think you know we have our
We
own
need to
book. We
create.
have our
We need to create
underground
that.
book.
But you know, there's a lot of artists, older artists such as the Supremes and the Manhattans. They what they do is when they're on tour, they use one band, and because it's economical for
Right.
both groups.
Oh yeah.
So
Right.
it's as opposed to a group that's self-contained and uh, they're on the concert tour, but you can't share the band. So it's always good to get at least share one band and for
Yes.
all these different artists. That's another way of saving for plane tickets and and everybody can split in to pay the musicians. So that's one way of doing it.
Yeah, we did that when we went to Dubai for the Dubai Jazz Festival. They used one band for all of the artists.
Yes.
Makes
And
sense.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and it worked great for them.
Joyce, that
Yeah, and
actually sounds like a great idea. I mean, for someone to start the national database
right.
for musicians. I mean, that because
Musicians and venues and places
And
to stay. That's
and
like,
radio people as well, because while you're
yeah,
there, you need to do interviews and to do the advertising. I call it ad pub, the advertising publicity end of that concert. So when you get to your venue or get to your location, you know that you've got a band you've got to set up, and you at least got some interviews or radio stations that you can do the publicity, and it's
yeah.
important.
You're so right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
that
That
think
is
what I was
that's
referring to more is like there's some really good corporate, and I've been doing some research and some really good corporate things that are
Oh,
going.
yeah.
That's what I mean. And
Oh,
I've
yeah.
had opportunities where the budget was good, but not quite good enough to fly in a band.
Oh, yeah.
And
No.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, stuff like that, just because,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
like we
You're
were
right.
talking about, we can only sell the track for 99 cents, so we have to explore other ways. And actually performing is my number one on the list. That's why,
Right.
even though I produce my own music, I don't want to be a producer. I like the stage. I want to be on the stage. I want to perform. That's my number one. But that's
Yeah.
I get it.
Sometimes we have to wear all
Yeah.
the hats.
Why do you get it, Latrice?
I get it because I've been producing my stuff for
so you
years.
understand.
I put out my 2 albums with no help,
Mhm.
and I mean it was me and me and my producers. But Andre stepped in. I mean, I'm telling you,
No,
and
over
then people
COVID.
started hearing my music
Over
COVID, and,
when you
I
couldn't
started
get
videoing.
anybody.
Right, I was videoing myself. I learned to be a photographer. I learned to
Yeah.
do my own ads, my own promotions.
I told her, I
Because
said, you're going to have to do this yourself. And she was mad.
I can see you switching hats all day long.
Yeah, exactly. We
I
can
get it,
wear all the
Latrice.
hats, but you don't want to wear all the hats.
Right.
I mean,
you
when
you
you
don't want to wear all the hats and
you
do all your makeup and do your hair and do all this stuff. But
exactly.
during COVID, we couldn't do nothing else.
You couldn't do
pick out
nothing.
the music, contract a musician, sign the contracts, talk to
Yes.
the management, get the sound
Yeah.
system together, rehearse
Yes.
the band, and then get on stage and sing. And they want you to be brilliant. It's
And high
not only-
heels.
exhausting.
It's
You're
exhausting.
exhausted.
Drive yourself.
Oh yeah.
Your Bruce
Yeah,
Springsteen
too.
and
Not
bring it
only
with you and drag it up there.
And put them high heels on.
Right. Yeah.
The wedge
About
heels
to
on.
about to fall off the stage. I'm falling off the stage in
You're
Vegas.
so tired. You're about to
Okay,
So
Latrice,
what's wrong with her?
yeah, you gotta have your
Ooh, it
charts ready.
Must be
I
drugs.
chart my own songs. I chart my own songs. I transcribe.
Girl, yeah, I know what you mean.
Do-
I went to Mount
and-
St. Mary's.
and I
They
gotta
was
get it to the
horrible. They was
band.
hard on us.
Preaching to
that's
the
hard.
choir now, see.
Yeah, now you really talking. Charting
Yeah.
and all
Can you
this.
imagine? Can you imagine what that would look like? All that networking we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yes.
It's a massive project, but yet
Oh,
still,
yeah.
we're all tied in together, you know. And I'm not
We
saying
are. And that's what I'm saying. You know, you go in town, and even that. What if one of you traveling with the Supremes and what was the other name, Andre? What if they're
The
traveling with
Manhattans.
Manhattans? What if the drummer gets sick? Look at that, like Kim said, the Green Book, and so there are three drummers on the list.
Andre is in a great, unique position
drummers
to
will be
enact
available for
the
that gig.
CC 25. Andre, you're a beacon for independent artists, and you should enact CC 2025, which I like to call Chitlin Circuit 2025. Y'all laughing? I ain't joking though.
About silver and gold
Circuit.
2025.
Oh my, every acid. That's right.
Chitlin Circuit 2025.
Well, honestly, these artists need to get paid. So those circuits that you're speaking of may not pay them.
Well, they
what
don't have to
want.
pay. They don't have to have the same pay. But the concept of having the Chitlin
No,
Circuit,
I get it.
period,
No, I get it.
For where,
I get it.
for there's places that they won't let us in. Period. I don't care how bad you are because of music politics or who they're supporting or promoting. Okay.
Right.
So when I say Chitlin Circuit, I'm talking about where we're not shut out.
No, I understand. I understand. And putting radio together with that, it helps because, like, you know, we're going to be in your town, and we're gonna need, you know, we probably need a drummer or something like that. And now you've already gotten auditions for drummers by the time you get there. And plus you can send them your music ahead of time when you walk in the door. They already know your music.
That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
So with technology and a little bit of smarts, you could bridge that gap.
Yeah.
Right.
And the main thing is that we have representation. We have somebody behind us standing up for us, because as far as females are concerned, putting a band together with a bunch of guys sometimes is a more difficult thing than if it were a guy calling the shots. Sorry guys, I just gotta say it. And if the drummer is not up to par, we don't have to look like the bad guy when we say that drummer's got to go because he's not. Hey,
done that
our
before.
Representation can handle that,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then we can still be the nice artist, you know.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
That database
Yeah,
would
you're
also
right.
be helpful for media too,
Yeah.
because all the equipment, if you're trying to be on the go and you're trying to go to different cities and states and do your interviews, that's very hard to do. Oh Lord, I know that for sure. Because not only do you have to pack in your own luggage for whatever you normally carry for your own personal, now you have to tote all the equipment and everything. So
Hardage.
that is so. That's yes.
Oh my God.
And so
Yeah.
just as well as
Oh.
musicians, you go to one city, there you go. You already know everybody's there, set in place. You have your own working database. That's the same thing that can be applicable to media as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
You
whatever
tie
your
that in.
microphone
Yeah,
Yeah.
you tie that in. By the
That's
time
right.
you get there,
That's
you'll set up interviews with the local media, and it's not like you're going to a town and taking from it, but you're adding to it. You're hiring probably local musicians, and then you're going to the local radio stations and saying, you know, you've given them love, we give you love, because we all need each other. We really do. You know, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
Andre. So when you gonna start that database?
Well, we can start it. I actually got a database already, and you're a part of it, and Gary's a part of that database that we're talking about. You know, so yeah.
That would be
Because
amazing.
I think that's a brilliant idea. I think it's a brilliant idea. And being a radio programmer myself, I always tell musicians, you know, if they want to submit their music, it's free. But where I'm at, it's all about them. It's all about getting their music heard.
Yeah.
And so I'm not, payolas, that doesn't even exist to me, you know, because I'm about the artist. And because I'm a performing artist myself, I know how it is to be working for free. I mean, and I did it for 5 years straight without ever getting any reciprocity from it.
Right.
But, you know, you just walk through that door one day and an agent sees you, boom, you're pretty good. Come see me. I might want to sign you. And they end up signing you, and then the ball starts rolling. you know. So you never know, you never know. But with me, it's all about the musicians. It's all about what you create. It's all about your improvisation, your ability to convey emotions and change personality to give people hope, and you know, hope that you can change society with that art form that you guys possess. That's the exciting part for me. That's the
Change
exciting.
opinions and
Yeah.
perceptions of people and opinions. Music will change all that. It's magical. It really is.
It is.
And right now, music is needed.
Yes.
More so now than ever.
That's what I mean.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
Right.
I kind of say to myself, I feel like when I'm programming the radio station I got now, I think I'm the only one who's pushing protest music. You know,
those songs never go out of style because everybody's gonna somebody's gonna act a fool sometime, and we're gonna get it, and we're gonna get a president that's bonkers, that's just gonna stir up everything. So those protest songs are always, you know, what's going on, right? And Barry didn't even want and Barry didn't even want Marvin to record that song.
Wow.
It'll mess up your career. And you're like, well, I'm going to take that chance. And there you go. You know.
Wow.
And I'm not afraid of the risk at all, Andre. I'm not afraid of the risk because you hear what you hear, and we've always been that consciousness for this nation. So you hear what you hear,
right?
And it's never changed. It's always been this way.
And having enough confidence in yourself to release certain music. Me as a label owner, people will say, "Well, you can't release that." Here we go back to you can'ts, right? You can't release that song because who are you? I released Ave Maria with Latrice Lawrence, and the stuff that they gave, I had to go through hoops like a trained seal in the circus just to get this song out, you know. And but I dare to do it because who are you going to tell me that I can't release this song because it's a classical song? I happen to also release Song of the Butterfly, and it's a classical hip opera. So you know we just go out and do what you want, do what you can, you know, and not be afraid.
I love it.
Didn't Stevie Wonder release an Ave Maria?
He
cover?
did. He did.
Everybody released that song.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a cover. Everybody covered that song.
So what was the problem? You didn't get it.
Well, it's you have to pay for the mechanical.
The license?
Yeah, the licensing,
license.
sure. Yeah.
So I had to go through a company to do it. But once I submit the paperwork, they said, well, you have to submit this paperwork and you have to do this, do that. I'm like, look, here's all your paperwork. Release my record and leave me alone. You know.
Ave Maria.
Schubert.
Yeah,
did.
Schubert. Yeah, you
Schubert
still
did.
have. Yeah.
It's the royalty company, Harry
And the
Fox
family.
and whoever else.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but isn't a copyright? Isn't it 70, 75 years? You don't need, what is it called? Oh,
70, yeah.
In
What's the
perpetuity.
word?
Yeah,
Huh?
in perpetuity.
No, it's another word.
Oh.
Something domain.
Yeah.
Public
It's,
domain.
Public.
Yeah.
Domain.
After so many years, it's public domain. You don't.
That's what I ran into, and I'm like, I say, okay, we can do Ave Maria. It's public domain. They said, no, you're going to need to purchase, you know, this mechanical royalty, and I had to do this because I'm going through Universal Music, who distributes my label.
Okay.
And so they think, well, since you're a little label, and who are you to put out a big song like that? And I'm like, well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna put the song out.
I think it was the publisher.
Good for you.
Yeah, we're gonna put this song out, man. You know. So.
And I mean, I'm not an entertainment lawyer, but it seems like the law is on your side. You know, I mean, this makes sense. Schubert's been dead a long time ago. and it's
Andre
you
taught
know,
me. Andre taught me with. I was doing Song of the Butterfly, Puccini, and I thought, oh, no problem. It's over 100. He's been gone over 100 years. I'm free and clear. And then
Right.
Andre taught me, no.
So is that in regard to classical music though? That public domain doesn't apply to classical music?
I think it's the publisher. I think the publisher copyrights it, and they're
Gotcha.
on it. Their attorneys are on it. Like every 70 years, this is going to renew, and they have control over the rights of it.
Yeah.
they want they want that half a penny.
I see.
You know,
Right. That's the same reason why the Whispers, when we talked to them, why they were actually telling us about how they wanted to re-record all of their music because they wanted to get the rights to
Right.
So
right, yeah, it
Taylor
happens.
Swift did it too.
Did.
Taylor Swift did it.
Wow.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
what a tricky business, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You better love
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta love it.
And outwit.
You gotta love it.
You gotta love it. You gotta love
Yep.
it.
really do.
A big part of it is too outsmarting and outwitting, and staying 2 steps ahead of whoever might be trying to, possess whatever you have. Because the truth is, God gave it to us. Nobody can possess it but us. Not even us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's ridiculous sometimes the lengths people will go to try to possess other people.
Yeah.
Other,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
you guys have heard about this new AI band that's a big hit, and the band doesn't exist.
Oh my God.
No.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, it's number 1 on Spotify. I think.
Oh
it's
my
called
God.
Velvet something, Velvet Sky, Velvet something.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, they've been doing that before AI, but yeah.
there's
Yeah,
crazy.
like, absolutely. It's interesting because they don't have to have any feedback from the artist. The artist doesn't have to be fed. We don't have to fly them anywhere. We don't have to pay them. We'll just keep working them like that car that doesn't have a driver in it that I won't get
yeah.
in.
Oh yeah.
The autonomous car, yeah.
Yeah, it pulls up in front of my place, and I'm like, what is it?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's like, well, we were just
Crazy.
doing a test on you. I'm like, no, you're not doing a test on me, lady.
Oh God.
Not your guinea pig.
So
Try that with somebody else.
that's that AI. That's that AI thing. It's like, there's nobody there, but it's just a band, and we're just putting music out. They're making out like 100% of the profit.
Wow.
That's
And
wild.
they have nerve to put out pictures of these guys at a restaurant
Oh
eating
my-
burgers.
Pictures.
And
They have pictures.
oh my
Damn,
God.
Pictures of them eating burgers and fries at this restaurant.
Do they look like? What do they look
The
like?
AI
Like
guys?
regular?
It looks like AI. It looks like AI.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
And who's putting this? Who's responsible for this group? Who put that
I
out?
think is it Spotify or I don't know.
Those are the TikTok Chinese things going
So
on.
I'm
Maybe
asking
that's-
that question. Is that
It's the same label that did Nilly Vanilli. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Exactly. And they
that question? Is
they were
that
fine.
I was in Oklahoma City last month for we had a board meeting and a seminar, and we were talking about the possibilities of AR recording, being in the recording business, and we played an AI recording of a song matched up against a natural recorded album, and when you shift back and forth, listening to the composition that's being played, there was no comparison, simply because humans are capable of emotion, and AI isn't. It hasn't captured that ability. It's so vapid.
It won't.
It's
It
like
won't.
it's like our gumbo versus their mayonnaise. That's how bad it is.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it's ridiculous to think that the human mind or condition is not going to know the difference.
Right.
So they can have all the applause and pat each other on the back about an AI image playing music all they want. But
But
it's
it's
never
still
going to
right.
pass the smell test or the
You're right.
hearing. But those
And then when they go to concert, who's going to come and see it?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you can't tour.
Right.
Right.
They're AI. You put them on a big screen.
Right.
You know, how does that work?
Or
Yeah,
they
you
could
can hear it
do
now,
like
fabricated.
back in the day before videos existed. I remember the Daz Band. This is I'm dating myself. This is way before MTV and VH1 and all the videos and all that. The Daz Band came to Memphis, Tennessee, my hometown, and we were so excited. Oh my God, I was performing on the same show, but I was one of the openers, right? And I'm like, I get to open for the Daz Band, and I'm so excited. And I go in the trailer, and it's four young guys that they sent to be the Daz Band, and they were just singers. They were dancers, and all this. Wanna see you whip it? All of that. They did all of that, but they were
Wow.
lip syncing.
Wow.
And I'm
How
like,
much
oh,
and how much
not
fruit
the Daz Band.
and how much fruit was thrown?
Actually, none. We just sat there and just looked at them like, do they think we're stupid? I guess so.
Andre,
20 somethings, and they don't sound anything like, there is no time to lose.
that's way before cordless anything.
What?
What was
Wow.
that? CTK?
That's way before there was cordless anything. You see these groups all up there. Hey, wait a minute, they ain't got a plug in their guitar. Wait a minute,
Exactly.
these guys don't even have a
Exactly.
mic stand and a mic. Only this guy does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, you're talking about AI. AI, you gotta take it for what it is. It's not going anywhere. So utilize it as a tool in a way to where you can still represent it, but use it as an extension that you can replicate on stage and live. If you can't do that, don't go down that path.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't go down that path.
I say it all the time.
People are going to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't go down that path. All of a sudden you hear headlines like AI band plane crashes. They can't perform with it. What? It's crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
But I bet you the conversation that went on in that boardroom of the record company, well, nobody's ever seen the Daz Band. So we could easily put these guys on a plane and have them say they're the Daz Band, and it's
And
for
no
them
one
because
would
there was
know.
no video,
And
and the song was like a new hit.
Wow.
And that's why those executives are like 20 years old, and they think, well, the older people don't know who the Daz Band is.
Come
you know?
on. Oh God.
That's crazy.
No.
They done messed up. When you start underestimating baby boomers, y'all done messed up bad.
But then
Right.
it was two. You know what I mean? So wow. Well, anyway, so there's I heard a lot of great ideas today, and
Yes.
yeah, I'm having a great time. This is what because the event was so busy and buzzing. By the way, the only thing I can say, Andre, is that you may need a bigger venue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's in the plan.
It's
That's in the plan.
you had a lot of people there, and I even heard that Verdine was there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh
He
gosh,
was, yeah.
I was trying to get over there, but I said, okay,
That was a long
maybe-
line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Verdine was. I didn't expect him. Shelly told me that he possibly would be there, but he did. He was able to arrive, and also Claudette Robinson came in, and so she just snuck in and enjoyed the show because there's a lot of her colleagues that were being honored as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And I was grateful for my family showing up. A lot more showed up, but it was a holiday. And they were, oh, we got plans. That's all right. I said, but when I come back to perform, I want all of you guys to show up and your friends. And, they're really supportive. Because even in 2019, when I had 2 shows in LA, my family and friends showed up. They really did. And some to both shows. Because I explained to them how important it is for the venue, for my followers to be there and to support. And
It was
they
great
came out.
meeting them. It was great
Yeah.
meeting them.
Thank
Last time I would
you.
have drove up there from San Diego to there was not a good time at the time to drive up there.
Well, there were some things going on in LA the day
Yeah, I
before.
know.
And my cousin was like, because we had a rental car. And he said, why don't we just ride together just in case? He said,
Hey,
I know LA. I said, okay. I mean, we didn't have any fear. My husband and I were like,
What fear for what?
that's my point.
Oh.
I've been going to LA and Compton and Watts since I was in the 8th grade.
yeah, not the fear of going there, but just driving
don't
on the freeway all
Well,
that time.
had the day before they had the big protests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It caused a lot of
The stuff downtown that was happening downtown with
Yeah.
the fire, people burning the cars and the protesting.
Right.
The way they made it seem like it was all of LA in every street.
Right. It
This
was
is
just one
just one
street.
This is just like one little street, one block and stuff. And so like all of LA is burning or it's like, no, because where we were having the award, you wouldn't even know it was happening.
No.
Right.
I mean, I wasn't fearful. I look, my husband and I flew from Dallas, and we were going to make it. That's what we were there for.
I'm
So
really
if we
glad
had
you
to
came.
drive around, if we had to drive around or whatever. So, but it was fine. There was no problem at all. I think the only challenge was everybody was in line an hour before, including me.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people.
And it was hot. It was
And it
hot
was
out
hot.
there.
It was hot.
Yeah, it was hot. And we were just eager, and I think we kind of maybe frustrated some of the employees, like, I need to wait. But I wanted a table with my family and all this stuff. So that's why I said, oh, you may need a bigger venue because this is really catching on.
Thank God it is. Again, it's like when it's a win-win for everyone. So it's not selfish. It's always, everybody gets flowers because we don't know. Again, when I also had the memorial segment, and we had so many people that passed away this year,
Sure did.
and that just let me know that this is really important because I want to give these people what they did not get, and while they're here.
Yeah, that's important.
And a great house band too.
Party.
Oh,
The after party location instead now.
Oh wait, I didn't hear you.
That location needs to be the after party location now. You know how they have the Vanity
Right,
Fair
right,
party after
right,
the
right.
Oscars.
Yeah,
I was about ready to say after party. I didn't hear about any after party.
I didn't either. I'm like, really?
I missed that memo.
Yeah. But other than that,
I got to meet Aisha because I have known about her for years, and we were near each other. I'm like, I do remember you.
Yeah, it was great.
Small world.
And people like Kevin, we met on Facebook. He said, do you remember me? And I said, what's your last name? And when he told me his last name, I went, oh, yeah. So, and then another person I met. So being able to meet people that you may
What's
have.
about?
Yeah. They knew me from online or Facebook, and they said, I remember you and this and that. And that was great. But like I said, there were so many people afterwards. An after party would have been great. Because I wanted to do more networking. I traveled a long way, baby. I wanted to do some more.
Right.
That Andre, did
Right.
you have performances again this year as well?
I had a musical tribute to Janie Bradford and Stephanie Spruill perform "Money." That the song that she wrote, her and Berry Gordy, she wrote. And not many people knew that she wrote this big mega hit.
Right.
And so I had her. It was a surprise to her, and I also had the Duke of Earl.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
Gene Chandler was honored, and I had, since it was Father's Day, I had his son sing "Rainbow" for him.
Awesome.
So yes, and then Kim performed. Kim performed. Yes, she performed. Her and Dre performed the single "Knock."
Awesome.
And,
That was great. Great song.
Thank you.
That was awesome. I
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
I love that
I do.
song.
And who did the opera of "We Shall Behold Him"?
Well, that was Latrice.
I did.
Yes.
Are you still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
There she is. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fantastic too.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Great
Thank you
stuff.
so
And the
much.
house band was awesome too, if I might add.
They
Yeah,
were.
Victor and he did a nice
Mhm.
job.
That's right.
Now
That's right.
that's a great example of using the same band for all the artists.
Duh, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, because it makes it simple and everybody
Yeah.
can exchange, and you know, I think that would be a good idea.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And of
That's
course,
what
I
I
was
have to make it
honored.
back home.
It-
I haven't been in LA in years. I'm gonna have to make it back home.
Yes, you do.
Y'all having too much fun for me.
Yes.
You might as well
Yeah,
have
you
some
step
fun.
back.
That's right.
I wouldn't mind going back next year just to, being in the audience, of course, and having fun. It's really a nice event. So, Vaughn, maybe you ought to plan on, doing
And,
it at the next
people ask me
event.
if I'm gonna return for the class reunion, and I'm like, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see.
It's all good.
I know.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask. Andre and Capri, did y'all finally release the video for Butterfly, Madam Butterfly?
Yeah.
That was the first when the show started. That was the first video that we played. We played.
It was
Madam Butterfly.
amazing.
Oh.
Thank you.
It was a shock to me, Andre. I didn't know he was going to do it. It was amazing. It
Oh,
was.
you didn't know?
No, I had
love-
no clue. I was like, wait, that looks familiar.
I loved that collaboration.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I was able to produce it and direct it, and
Yeah.
and it was actually we shot it in North Hollywood at this soundstage. So
Okay.
it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
So is it open now to view for the
Yes,
public?
absolutely.
Okay.
And it's also going to be, we're working on it. It's going to be on a film that Janie Bradford is producing, and we're going to use that as a collaborator. The song is going to be a part of the soundtrack, and also not will be. As
Nice,
well.
congratulations.
It's going to be a part of Enthrone is going to distribute the soundtrack, and I'm having my other artists perform on it as well. So
Awesome.
Latrice.
Oh, very cool.
Can't wait.
Very nice.
Very
Nice.
Very cool.
That's another thing. Gary, he is doing this, and I'm starting to try to get into this, is write things that are so more cinematic. And I sat here and came up with something and played it for a few people, and they loved it. I said, okay, now let me get it right so I can get it mastered. But we have to find creative ways to make money. And I asked a few people, I said, you get that much money for movies? Some of them are getting up to 6 figures for
Wow.
music movies. And I was like, I don't know if I can get that. Well, I did get one movie, a Christmas movie. It wasn't 6 figures, y'all, but I have to start somewhere.
Right.
And 3 of my Christmas songs, or 2 or 3 of them, got into this movie, and I was happy about getting that. But then it inspired me. I said, what else can I do?
Right.
I'm an independent. Let me just create. Because like Gary has a ton of songs, and
I know.
I said, I want that too. I want to do that. I want to just create. But I wanted, because I wrote another country song, one was more cinematic and used my MIDI instruments, if you will, like timpanis and everything, to create something that feels like a movie scene, if you will. Of course, you can use any kind of music in movies, but just trying to be creative. I guess that's what they call us, creatives, because we're always creating.
Always, in many different ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isha, yes, in many, many different ways. The thing about this, someone had asked the question, what is the difference between an amateur and a professional? Okay, and the reason being is that if you choose a professional will find a way to make money in the profession they have chosen. It may not be the ideal way that they want, but they still will find a way to do it. That's the difference between a professional and an amateur. Amateurs don't make a lot of money. That's okay. But if you're doing your own gigs, like look at Joyce, okay? She's a professional. She produces her own shows. She produces that income to do that. Okay, she's out there all the time. So if that's the profession that you've chosen, you should, if you're creative, create a way to create money in that space that's within another space.
Right.
Yep.
That way, it's not you're more seasoned now to how to spend your money when you get it, how to invest it, to do your research before you invest in what you're investing in, or vetting other people to do things. But the thing is that if you really, really want to call you got to work to that point, of course. But if you really want to be considered as a professional, do that. Nobody's going to really do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. We all know that. We all know that, right? But you can create a way to create money, to generate money, an income stream. In addition to that, just by what you create and what you think. There's many ways to do it, just like there's many ways and many levels of success.
Yeah.
Look at you people. Look at you beautiful ladies up here. You guys are at a point of success to where some people aren't so hard just to get to that level right now.
That's true.
They would love to be at the level that you're at right now. And look at yourselves now, and look at yourselves 2 years ago. Where were you 2 years ago? That's growth. That's supporting and doing your thing. So what I say is, just like from the Fire used to say, if there ain't something happening, you got to make something happen.
Yeah, make it
right.
happen.
That's
Yep.
right.
I used to call it
Let's
stirring
make
up
it
the pot. Things were kind of quiet, nothing was going on. I'm like, oh, I got to stir up the pot. I got to do
Stir the
something
pot.
to make things start popping off, you know?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Find ways to
So-
become autonomous. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, other than that, the music goes on. What are your plans for the rest of the summer?
Me and myself personally?
Everyone.
Oh, well. Since you asked.
Since
Since you asked. We got two summer blockbuster things going on with Gary and I with a project that we're doing and a series we're starting. An additional to new material that I'll be dropping, and I have a major shocker for a lot of people out there. Look at Gary nodding his head. There's a major shocker coming that's going to be dropping this summer. So y'all be ready. Y'all just be ready for that.
Good. Because I've been after Gary about his music because I hear some. You composed that, right, Gary? You composed it and produced it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's very quiet about it. So
yeah.
you know.
Love your music and your videos.
I've been saying this
Gary.
him for
Thank
years.
you.
Yeah, Joyce.
I really appreciate
Joyce,
it.
by the way, were you affected by the floods?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't affected.
Good.
Thank goodness.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It affected us because it's just sad, but that's everybody's. It's the saddest
Right.
thing. You know, we had the Texas freeze years ago where over 200 people froze
I
to death.
remember.
And then we have this, and it's just like, this is
Yeah.
the weirdest thing I've ever heard. How does something rise like that in 45 minutes, or give or take, and overwhelm? It's like a mini tsunami, if you know what I mean. It's
Right.
just
Culture
weird.
tsunami, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm just, but anyway, but
Good.
since we're talking, I'll just go ahead and say, I am in the process of planning my next Sade tribute show. I did it in Colorado Springs in 2020, and
Nice.
it was not bad, you know.
Nice.
And I said, well, let me do it in Dallas, and I got the challenge because the venue didn't want to book me, and my husband went and talked to me, said, hey, look, let us rent the place. He got a great deal, and he said, but you have to have at least 50 people. The capacity was 250.
Yeah.
He said, you have to have at least 50 people. I have to charge you 500 more. We sold out over 2 weeks before the show. We asked for the next night and sold that one out too. But now I'm taking my time because I want to take it to another level. And I attended like an online seminar on how to get sponsors. I have no clue, but I'm trying to figure that out right now. Because and we did that show with one rehearsal. And so what I did was I stepped back to watch the videos. I said, I can do that better. I can do that better. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do that. okay, on Soldier Love, I want to do this and that. So I have all this in my head, but it's taking time because I want to make sure all my charts are right. And because the way I do Soldier of Love, I add something at the end that's different. So I want to chart that out to send it to the band and say, start working on this now. And so I'm excited about doing that and finding the right venue and everything. So the first time was just like, let me just try this, let me do it. And I produced the whole thing with the help of my husband, of course, the entire thing. So I was able to make a deal with them that I get the door, you can sell food and drinks. And I just, even though the place closed down this year, that venue, one of the owners said, Joyce, we made money that night, both
We'll
nights.
keep you in
I
mind.
made,
Right.
I
Right.
made money that night. I was
Right.
able to pay a 7-piece band, the sound guy, security, because they sold drinks, so I had to have security there. You know how that
Yeah.
works.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and hired my son to be at the door. Just put people that I could trust in my corner. And I figured if I can do that, I can do it again. But
Sure.
now I'm a little slower about it. I'm like, okay, let me make sure because I gotta find a venue. And venues are expensive to rent. So I put that.
Tell
So
me
that's
about it.
one. And then working on my next album too, which will be more cinematic. The title is Cinemuse because it's going, and I want to do something just different. No smooth jazz. I'm not looking for smooth jazz so much. I love it, but I come from South Louisiana where I heard Motown, Zydeco, second line in New Orleans,
Right.
and
Right.
I got all this trained classically, but I got all this blues and funk and in
Mm.
my head, and I just don't want. I got all this, so I think that that's what I'm trying to do now to
I
be
get it.
like CTK. I'm being creative, so that's
That's
where
where
I
my
am right
parents
now.
that's where my parents are from as well. So I understand what you
Oh,
mean.
really?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got all of this stuff in you, and because even when I wrote my grandfather Freeman Fontenot, he was a Zydeco player. He's considered one of the originators, not the.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
found a university that had a recording of his interview, wrote a song, infused his Creole French in it, and his uh, um, according to the beginning, the end. I love that track. It's not popular, but it was something that I can leave behind for my kids. So
Mm-hmm.
something
Good.
to
See?
Yes.
Yep.
You know,
Taking it back
Joyce,
home?
you and
a
I
great
need to
great.
collaborate.
You taking it back home, Joyce?
Yes, I mean
Yeah.
that's what I am
I
right now.
love that.
I'm and I can sit here for hours when I'm doing that. Don't like transcribing and charting. That gets on my nerves. I'm be honest with you, but I have to do it. But when I'm writing and creating, that's I can
Yeah.
sit for hours and remember. Oh, this is probably TMI. I really need to go to the bathroom right now. I really need to go eat. It's 3 o'clock and I haven't had anything to eat today.
Right. Right.
But that's because that's where it is, and that's what I love to do. So that's where I am right now, trying to
Good.
find,
Right.
like
Right.
CTK said, I'm trying to create something. And when you can't get, because local artists, for some reason, they will pay
Yeah.
thousands of dollars to somebody from out of state, where they won't pay us that.
Or a
So I
DJ.
said, yeah. I said, what do you mean? I can bring
That's
people.
true.
And they're like, no, we're working with an agent and they're sending somebody, but you didn't sell out. But
Yeah.
and
Right.
so when I produced the show, and we hustle as women. There was a concert promoter. He said, Joyce, that's why I love working with women. He's a guy. He told me he said, I love working with women because I'm not going to give his name out. He said, because men feel so entitled.
Mm.
He said, but you women, y'all will hustle. I
Yeah.
love working with women.
Good.
All
Good.
right.
Joyce, you and I need to collaborate because I have a show that I am getting back to. I've produced it 3 times as a one-woman show. It's the life story of Etta James. And I did it 3 times, once in Palm Springs, twice in Los Angeles. But it needs to be a full production. The full production vision of it has 8 dancers and other actors and screens and voiceover. And I want to do it. I want somebody to produce it. I want a theater to produce it. But in the meantime, it can't just sit there and languish. So I have discovered that what I need to do is put together an Etta James review and do it that way. That was how Hamilton started.
That'll
They
do it.
did all of the
Yeah.
songs.
Right.
And then Lin-Manuel Miranda started to realize, oh, this needs to be a show. Because he had producers on Broadway wanting to do it already. So I thought, this is what I need to do. I need to find venues in order to be able to do an Etta James review, maybe say a couple of things in between, but not like a full one-woman show like I did before. So yeah, that's on the table for me. Also, I'm having my own show. It's just, I'm singing on August 9th. It's going to be put up at a little theater in my neighborhood. And I'm hoping, people will come. And I think the last time I talked to you guys, I had done a vampire movie.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
Right.
I remember we were talking about that.
Yeah, that's going to be out very soon. And in the meantime, I did a rom-com. That's going to be out very soon.
Cool.
And I'm also on season 2 of Ted Danson's new show, Man on the Inside.
Good.
So my plate is full.
Yeah. Understand.
That's
that
all
sounds
right.
exciting, Kim. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
you and
amen.
I
Praise,
need to
amen.
communicate about that and bounce ideas.
Okay. Yeah.
If I may ask, I got a question for Candy. And Candy, you have been sitting there absorbing all this like a sponge. I'm watching you. What are your thoughts right now as far as ideas? You might have gotten new ideas just during the time we were talking. That your mind has been kind of like working on a little bit. Like, I could, yeah.
Well, it's interesting because I actually, again, I said it in the beginning, I love listening to backstories. You guys are putting a lot of the work. These ladies are putting more work in it than me just sitting here pressing the buttons to record. And so I like listening to those stories. I like listening to the fact that no one is stopping. No one is letting anything come in their path to just say, forget it, I give up. They're continuing. So you're asking about ideas. Wow. First of all, I have to go back to this database thing. That's we need to start that because while there are dedicated cities, Chicago, Detroit, Cincinnati, Louisville. Notice that I just mentioned the major markets around me. Don't have anything here in Indianapolis.
So that sounds like opportunity there.
That definitely like an
Right.
opportunity.
Right.
Definitely.
Again, when you tie the radio stations in, because it has to be all tied in together because it's all communication, and because the radio stations know local musicians, because they do local community stuff, and you'll say, all right, a band that always looking for work, the radio station could be, tied into that, and then I as Candy, you and I are tied in with the show, GHP as well, and Gary knows local musicians. That's how this stuff comes together.
And that's the biggest thing because I've been a resource for some people. Hey, do you know this? Do you know this person? Do you know that? No, I don't, because some of the people obviously have changed. People have changed, and so the people that you used to know that used to do these things are no longer doing these things. So having to be more out there and be more seen in the I'm gonna say it in the younger sector is very different. It's actually difficult. Just because the work ethic is not there.
Ooh,
a lot of artists.
I had a lot of.
We don't have another hour.
We don't have another year.
Andy's telling the truth.
Honestly, when it comes to signing new artists and younger ones, man.
Yeah.
I know. So that I'm just listening. I'm soaking up. I'm trying to figure out where exactly can I fit in at because I do try to do a lot, and it's not just with what I do with the Candy Show. I am working with local talent here. Again, I have to stress serious, dedicated.
Serious.
I can't promote you. I can't want it more than you. And so if I'm able to put whatever it is that God put me here for to help others and share my experience, that's what I'm doing. So while I'm not on the camera, I am working with some people here locally, trying to work with them AR specific, teach them a lot of things, and not just myself, but there's a team, and we're just trying to work to develop talent here. You
Right,
know,
right.
I am an event planner coordinator, so I've been for the last 3 years trying to put on an event, but it's very hard
Hard.
now. Put on a showcase or a talent show is very hard. But and it's not because of the venue cost. It's I can't do it all by myself.
Right.
So that goes back to what I have in me. I want to do this, but it's definitely challenging to do it by myself. So with that being said, I'm kind of getting in where the good Lord allows me to fit in. So if I'm not able to do that in much the more magnitude way I wanted to do it, then He's allowing me to have the blessing to be able to extend the olive branch to someone individually. So I am working currently with someone here, just haven't yet totally put this person out because they're still in their journey. And so I'm documenting everything, but definitely giving as much advice and all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
Right, right, right.
Do you have a website with your work?
Well, you know what? It's funny. Wasn't that the statement? People don't, you have a website, people don't look at it. So honestly, I took that down a couple of months ago just because I have to work on transitioning. Website for me was not lucrative.
Okay.
So because I am doing a lot of internet based, more social media, that I'm finding that's a little bit more lucrative for me, given not only just me, but the people who I work with, more exposure there. But so I'm like a hodgepodge of stuff. The good Lord gave me these gifts here and there, but it's just I also have to listen. Hey, rent still need to be paid. So I've
Yeah.
been trying to take on a second job. So yeah, I'm kind of shelling back from some of the things I'm doing because other things are becoming priority. But at the same time, working what I can with artists or be in that platform, doing the
Right.
interviews, things like that. So I do have a next week scheduled with Latrice. Latrice is coming back on the Candy Show next week, next Saturday actually.
So you have a live show where you interview, right?
Oh yeah.
Um,
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
well, I'm doing internet based, but I also still go mobile on the go. So I work a lot with some comedians here too. So anytime when a promoter books a comedian, I'm right there. And a lot of times I take myself off the camera, so it's about them. So kind of just give them, listen, you have 1 minute to promote yourself. You can say whatever you want to say about yourself. It's totally up to you. But it's also something I ask for everyone. Just make sure you share it because it's not about me, it's about you. And so if you're not sharing it, I've done what I was supposed to do.
I was able to it took a while, but I was able to put the Manhattans together with Candy in the Indianapolis because they were on tour, and then I was trying to track them down, and I'm like, if you're going to be in Indianapolis, it took a while, Candy, but we finally got it together.
You did, and I think you appreciate and see, even with that, the establishing the relationships. I'm so big on establishing relationships.
Yeah.
As much as I still do the Candy Show, I would love to definitely interview people, but I'm also about building relationships as well. So any opportunity that I'm in people's spaces, I don't always just go be like, okay, I need to get an interview. No, because it's not about the interview at all times, and every time. So it's building those relationships. That's important to me too. So.
Right.
I guess I was trying to figure out how do I follow you, support your social media. How do I find you, like on Facebook?
So I'm under Facebook Candy Fields.
Okay.
And then if you want to do Instagram, it's Candy Talk Show. I also have a personal Candy Girl 3149 Instagram page, which was my first page, and so I'm still trying to build up the Candy Talk Show page. But that's where most of my followers are. So yeah,
Candy Fever and Candy Talk Show. Okay, gotcha. I'll look you up, okay?
and you know what I want to do? I definitely want to make sure I give a huge shout out to Miss Janice Mavis of Keeping It Real Radio on the Rise,
Right.
because without her, I wouldn't have been able to interview the Whispers back in 2020. So I know she's a big part of also
Yes, she is.
Enthrone Entertainment too. So I just want to just give her a huge shout out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Janice Mavis. Yes, a part of Enthrone Entertainment. She's my graphic designer and my sister. So it's wonderful to have her on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see her on social media. She's very
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Other than that, that's wow. I had a great time, Gary. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was very nice to hear about the show, and then again just to meet all of you again, and meet two of you for the first time. It's really a pleasure to meet both Aisha and Candy.
Yes,
and
Thank you. Nice meeting you guys, everybody.
Yes, my
Yeah.
all as well.
Definitely.
Thank
Y'all want all of you to keep doing your thing, and like I said, yeah, exactly.
Indeed, I got the blurry camera, but it's there.
We see it.
There's mine too.
There you go.
Yes. There you go.
Congratulations again, ladies.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Such a beautiful
I had to take
thing.
mine off the
Congratulations to
wall.
you as well, Andre. Making this happen.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. You guys have a great weekend, and I'm gonna be talking to Gary about his singles because he's got some great music coming out.
He does.
He doesn't want to say anything, and he thinks he's slick.
He knows I've been telling him that for years. As a
I'm
matter
sure he
of
thinks
he was
I have never known a musician that's been as stingy as Gary opening up that vault. I don't know.
Don't go to sleep
I gotta
on
look you up, Gary.
Don't go
Yeah.
to sleep on it.
Yeah.
he thinks he's slick. That's what he is. Right.
Well, I
I told
appreciate.
you inspired me to do my own thing. I said, well, look at him. He and David McLaurin, just loads and loads of music. I said, I want to be like that. So
Right.
he inspired me.
If there's any of y'all that have never heard his stuff, I
Man.
guarantee you, when you hear it, you'll be like, what is he doing?
Okay, I gotta check it out.
Dude.
Check it out.
Because I hear soundtracks all the time, Gary.
Right.
So I hear soundtrack, a soundtrack all the time. And again, when we said earlier, that's another way of making music. From not through the front door, through the back door, but getting into a song on a soundtrack, even if it's 10 seconds. That's what I was doing at Warner Brothers. I knew the product, the film was going to go out in production. I would go in the studio and record a love song.
Yeah.
And pitch it. Because there's a love scene in every film.
Smart.
Right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
And all they have to do is play 10 seconds of it, and then and then it'll be an extraction from the soundtrack and the film. So there's other ways, like you said.
No, Kim, I saw that. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. I appreciate everybody's compliments, and I just appreciate all of you being here today. It was just such a fantastic time to talk to you and get caught up with everything, and again, I want everybody just to keep plugging away, and this is going to be fantastic. I think the rest from here on out, a lot of great things are going to be happening with everyone. So,
absolutely,
yeah. So, thank you again for being
Thank
here.
you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Have a great weekend.
You guys take care and be safe.
Okay.
And I believe in all
Well,
y'all. To let you know.
Yes.
I believe in all y'all.
All right, take care.
Okay, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
All right. All right. Well, we'll be back next week. Possibly. I'll be letting everybody know on the post and keeping everybody posted. So, everyone just enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you when we see you. All right.
Jack.
All right.